Hello my Wolfpack and welcome to the TBL Week 5 Summer League Team Builder. I just completely threw together a load of syllables there and hope they work. But yes, TBL Week 5 of the Summer League. We are doing the Team Builder. We are versing Scarfunchco and the Whittier Whimsicotts, and it's a very scary team. Mega Venusaur is very terrifying to my team actually, and stupid me has decided to bring a load of things that are weak to it. So Bulu, Seismitoad and Sylveon all don't want to deal with Mega Venusaur. So that is a little bit of a problem, but Bulu potentially can if we've got some chip damage off on it, and Sylveon, if I get a Calm Mind up, Sludge Bomb is doing next to nothing unless it's like a physical variant, but even then it's still not doing a great deal. And at +1 I'm pretty sure my Psyshock, oh actually no, I think even not at +1 my Psyshock takes it out. If it's a physical investment, so, well, like if it's attacking investment, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I've kind of scared. We'll just go over his team a little bit. So we've got Mew, Blacephalon, Crobat, Mienshao, Kamala, Rhydon, Mega Venusaur, Tyranitar, Suicune, Alola Persian, and Haunter. So what is in blue is what I'm expecting. So I'm expecting to see the Mew there. I think the Mew is pretty likely to happen. Blacephalon, I think as well, can put a little bit of damage on me, especially here for the Bulu. I think that is just a huge thing for the Bulu. Mienshao, just because that's a very scary mon in general, and it can put in a lot of work. And has such a good speed and attack stat, and has Regenerator as well. Like, I don't see it not coming. Mega Venusaur 1000% is coming. That's the one that I know is coming, because it just tears through my team. It tears through almost any team because, you know, it's a Mega Venusaur. Tyranitar, I was kind of in a toss-up between whether Tyranitar and Alolan Persian will come. I'm pretty sure one of the Dark types will come, but I feel that like Tyranitar hits my team a little bit better. It hits Charizard, it can hit Landorus, it might even be able to hit a little bit on Bulu. It can hit Meloetta pretty hard. It can't really touch Sylveon or Seismitoad too much though, so I'm not as kind of worried about it. And Suicune there as well. I'm pretty sure Suicune's coming, just because Charizard, Landorus. If it can get Skull Burns off on me, it's pretty big. Excuse me. Yeah, Skull Burns, because most of my team is physical, so Skull Burns can be pretty huge, a huge issue for me. Okay, so my team, let's go into my team now. My first mon is Tapu Bulu, and this week we're running Choice Band instead of Assault Vest. I'm trying to change things up ever so slightly. I think I'm starting to get more of a handle on this team now. That is, I'm running too defensively. I've been running too defensively over these previous weeks, so I am going to try and have a little bit more offense, but still have some defense there as well. We have Tapu Bulu with the Choice Band and Grassy Surge. The Grassy Surge is obviously the only ability it gets, but the Choice Band is boosting our attack with Horn Leech, Zen Headbutt, Mega Horn, and Wood Hammer. Basically, the band just ensures that we can kill things more. I think Mega Horn takes out Mew under the Choice Band. Blacephalon, I think, it's fine. Like, we don't want to see. We'd switch out. Mienshao can't really do too much to us, and we can Zen Headbutt that. Mega Venusaur, very scary, but I have put the specific speed of 116, enough to hopefully have more than a speed crept Mega Venusaur. Basically, I think Mega Venusaur needed about 80-ish speed. No, it might not be 80-ish. I think it's like 40-ish speed to kind of counteract me here, and I don't think it's. I think that it's going to be a bulky mon. Mega Venusaur isn't a speed mon, it's a bulky mon. So honestly, I can't see that it having that much investment in speed. If it does, it can royally screw us up. But yeah, I could have gone Kebia Berry and just kind of taken the Sludge Bomb, but that might be something for next time. Rhydon, we can just Horn Leech quite happily. Kamala, I'm pretty sure, was going down to 1 hit. Tyranitar, again, Horn Leech will just take it out. Suicune, again, Horn Leech. Alolan Persian, we've got Mega Horn and Haunter. I'm not too scared of. I think a Horn Leech was actually taking it out, as long as it's not Eviolite. Or Zen Headbutt as well will take it out. So I'm not really too worried. Just, like, the only thing that scares me with Bulu is the Blacephalon. Maybe the Crobat a little bit. The Crobat does go take a lot of damage to the Zen Headbutt. I'm not sure if it goes down, but it does take a lot of damage, and hopefully I'll have my rocks up early game this time so we can start getting chip damage. The only thing that really scares me properly is the Mega Venusaur, which, as long as it's not speed investment, I am perfectly good, and I can really put in some work with Zen Headbutt there. EVs, we got 140 in HP, 116 in speed. As I said, that's just to make sure that I'm creeping above the Venusaur there. Venusaur's base 80. I'm pretty sure it's not going to have much investment. Like, it doesn't make sense to have Venusaur, a Mega Venusaur especially, to have that investment, in my opinion. And having a little bit, fair enough, but having it so, like, it's like 40, 50-ish, it might even be more than that, but I just kind of want to ensure that I would outspeed the Venusaur, assuming it's not speed invested, and max attack with an adamant nature, because I just really want to be able to kind of whack out these moves at the highest power that I possibly can. Going to be taking a couple of hits, but Bulu's defenses aren't bad at all. Bulu can take the hits as long as they're not poison type. I can't see Crobat and Mega Venusaur coming, but I guess I have got Bulu and Sylveon, so if it does, then we could be in a little bit of a problem, but that is perfectly fine right now. Our second mon is Landorus. Now Landorus has been putting in a little bit of work lately. I decided to go Fly Z, so we've got Earthquake, Fly, Knockoff and U-Turn. We're running a relative amount of speed. I think that speed was to ensure that we outspeed the Mega Venusaur still. It might have been something that was a little bit higher up on the speed, but I think that was to ensure we outspeed a speed invested Mega Venusaur. I think that was my plan there. It might not have been. Maybe like, if it wasn't a plus speed nature, but I can't think off the top of my head personally. I made this like 2 weeks ago, so yeah. We got Fly and EMZ with Fly, that pairs up, takes out the Venusaur. The Venusaur is already more or less going down to a Fly anyways. Like, nothing on his team really wants to take a Fly. Like, he hasn't got much other than Rhydon that would want to take a Fly, and I don't think Rhydon will necessarily come because my Bulu just scares it too much. My Bulu can completely destroy it. Same with Seismitoad. Seismitoad can put in a lot of pressure if he's assuming that I'm going to have Water type, and I have Blastoise as well that's been coming frequently. Honestly, like, I don't think the Rhydon comes. It might do, but I don't think it does. Knockoff, getting rid of items, it does about 50% to Mew. I think it one-hits the Blacephalon. Just getting rid of items in general can be pretty big. I can scout out for Z-moves as well. U-turn is to get out of there. I think actually I might be outspeeding Suicune. I think the U-turn was designed to outspeed Suicune so I could get a U-turn off and go into something maybe like Seismitoad, so I can take that Scald perfectly fine. Actually, Scald won't affect my Seismitoad. I just realised that. I was thinking about Scald burns, like getting a Scald burn on Seismitoad, but because I'm water absorbed, so Scald won't affect me. So that's all good. That's all good. Just off the moment stuff. And then Earthquake is just generally doing stuff. I think it one-shots Mienshao, almost one-shots Kamala. Rhydon has taken a lot of damage to it as well. Tyranitar, I think, is getting one-shotted. After Rocks, a lot of these things are generally getting one-shotted as well. Alolan Persian is going to be scary, but I probably just U-turn out, is super effective, and go into maybe Sylveon, because Sylveon could probably deal with it quite fine. And Haunter is just going down to a Knockoff. I think Knockoff was doing like 200%, so it's really not living it, even if it's Eviolite. EVs, we've got max attack with an adamant nature, some more attack, less special attack, and 168 in speed. I think that was to ensure I outspeed the Suicune or the Mega Venusaur. I'm not 100% sure. That was if the Mega Venusaur has some investment to it. And then we had 88 in HP, just because that left over there. Just might as well chuck it in HP, making sure we live a hit or two more maybe, if we're lucky. But I thought this works pretty well. I think this is the first week as well we're not bringing Umbreon. First week we're not... Did we bring Umbreon last week? I think this is the first week we're not bringing Umbreon. Third one we have is Seismitoad here with Leftovers and Water Absorb. Water Absorb is there for the Suicune mostly. I don't think anything else in his team gets Water type moves, or is likely. I think Alolan Persian can have Water Pulse, I believe, and Rhydon can have Surf, but I don't think it will. But I honestly think Seismitoad could still work here, especially against the Suicune. We can just sit there and Earthquake, and it probably won't be able to do much to us unless it's got a different kind of investment. Water Absorb, I just explained. Earthquake, Ice Punch, Knockoff, and Stealth Rock. So Earthquake is doing, I think it's taking out the Blacephalon, taking out the Mienshao, almost taking out Kamala. Rhydon doesn't really want to see me. Mega Venusaur, I'm not even sure. I didn't even calc for Mega Venusaur, I don't think, because I was just like, no, we're not faster. We're not faster, and we go down to a Giga Drain. Like, I'm not letting it get that free health back. If that's the case, I'll probably go into Charizard or something. Tyranitar doesn't really want to see our Earthquake. Suicune, as I already explained, we can kind of hard wall, assuming that it hasn't got something like HP Grass. Alolan Persian is a pretty difficult mon to kind of... Well, no, I think we can Earthquake it, but it won't do too much if it's a Fur Coat variant. And Haunter, I'm not worried about. Knockoff takes it out. Stealth Rock, I need my Stealth Rocks up, so this will likely be my lead. I'm not sure if he has anything particularly to counter it other than Mega Venusaur. He could definitely lead with Mega Venusaur, so I think I'm partly considering leading with Meloetta as well. But that's just kind of a thought that I'm having now. I'm not battling till next week, just because I'm graduating this weekend and our timetables are very conflicting. Oh gosh, my internet decided to disconnect. I'm going to work offline. Here we go. So yeah, Earthquake, Ice Punch, Knockoff, and Stealth Rock there. I think is going to be putting in a lot of work this week. Hopefully more than last week, but I won't say any more just in case you haven't watched that battle yet. Next, oh no, EVs, we've got max HP, max attack, just ensuring that we're living as many hits as possible, and Adamant Nature, just hitting as hard as possible, and 4 EVs and Special Defense. Did consider Life Orb again, but I thought, you know, leftovers might work a little bit better for me this week, considering I don't need to get as much damage, because a lot of them would be 2-hit KOs anyways. Then our 4th mon is Meloetta. Now, Meloetta is holding the Expert Belt this week, because I was like, Meloetta can almost take things out. It can almost take almost anything out, or almost 2-hit KO anything. And I was just sat there and I was like, this is the worst possible thing, because I don't know how to cope. But at +1, it can more or less take anything out. Or well, no, it can take like 80-90% ish. And I was like, I don't know how to do this. And then I was like, oh, Expert Belt, because Expert Belt can make a huge difference. Expert Belt basically increases your power by 1.2%, I believe, if it's super effective. If the move is super effective, it's 1.2 times damage, not 1.25. So yeah, we've got that there. We've got Serene Grace as our ability, as we always. That's the only ability it gets. Calm Mind, Psychic, Shadow Ball, and Focus Blast. So Calm Mind is to increase up our special attack and special defense. Honestly, if I can get 1 or 2 of these up, Meloetta can potentially sweep, depending on what is still there. Tyranitar is still a problem, really. The only thing that I can kind of deal with it is Focus Blast, and Suicune could be a problem. But yeah, we can get Calm Mind up. Psychic, strong, powerful stab, psychic attack. Can hit the Crobat, can hit the Venusaur pretty well, can hit the Rhydon somewhat well, hits Kamala. I think it takes out Kamala actually. Suicune doesn't really want to see it too much, and Haunter goes down to it, although Haunter is faster, so it is a bit of a risk there. We could take a Shadow Ball to the face. Then we've got Shadow Ball, which again kind of deals with the Haunter. It can deal with the Mew pretty well, and it deals with the Blacephalon. All 3 of them don't really want to take those attacks. But Blacephalon can deal a lot of damage to us as well. I believe that it is specially offensive normally. So if I have got a Calm Mind or 2 up, I probably can live the hit quite nicely. But we will see. And then Focus Blast covers things like Alolan Persian, Tyranitar. It can hit Rhydon super effectively. Just in general, like, these 3 moves more or less cover everything. I did consider running Thunderbolt for Suicune, but that is literally the only mon that I'm having trouble with, that I'm not really getting super effective damage on. And Kamala, but Kamala's special defense isn't good enough to really withstand the force of Meloetta. So hopefully we can get Calm Mind up and then just sweep. EVs, we've got 252 in HP, 136 in special attack with a modest nature, so more special attack and less attack. 68 EVs in defense and 52 in special defense. So I just kind of wanted to split up a little bit in the defense there, just in case I don't get a Calm Mind up. And this was basically so I could... I'm not sure if it's one-shot. I'm pretty sure it's one-shot the Venusaur with Psychic without a Calm Mind with the Expert Belt. That was an exact kind of calculation. Not quite exact. It was a little bit above what I would need. So it was like 106%, I think, or something like that, just to kind of ensure maybe that there was a difference in how he's made his Venusaur, because I didn't do it fully calced on specially defensive. But even so, we can live a hit, or I can get a Calm Mind up, and it'll be fine. Yeah, that's it for Meloetta. Meloetta is hopefully going to be a kind of sweeper this week. It would be really nice if it does sweep. It is faster than quite a few of the Mons as well. Although Scarf does have quite a few fast Mons, but the thing is, we're faster than Tyranitar, we're faster than Rhydon, Kamala, no, not anyone else actually. Venusaur we're faster than. We should be faster than, as long as the Venusaur's not invested to outspeed the Meloetta, but I can't see that happening, so that's a lot coming out of HP and defense and everything. And I could be running speed. I could definitely be running speed in Meloetta. Like, Meloetta can be a fast sweeper. I could Scarf Meloetta if I wanted to, and it would still be really fast. Yeah, so we have Meloetta there. Our 5th Mon is Sylveon. Sylveon is, like, I didn't really want to bring Bulu and Sylveon, but then I was like, actually, Sylveon does match up really well with this team, and Bulu is kind of there for the Suicune more. But we can take on the Haunter with Psyshock. We can take on the Alolan Persian with Hyper Voice. Like, I'll go over the set first. We have Leftovers, healing ourselves up gradually through the turn. Calm Mind, Hyper Voice, Psyshock, and Wish here. So we are potentially going to be Wish passing with this thing. Now I've got Calm Mind, Hyper Voice, and Psyshock. Calm Mind, after one Calm Mind, I think we do more or less sweep. This thing is kind of designed to deal with Mega Venusaur. I expect the Venusaur to probably come in on it, just to try and deal damage to it, because there's not really much else that wants to hurt us. Blacephalon can take us out, I believe, but we're going to hope that doesn't happen. We're definitely going to hope that doesn't happen, especially if it's like a physical variant. I think it has got pretty good physical offenses. I can't remember off the top of my head. I might be thinking wrong there. Crobat could also be an issue if it's physical. We do see Nasty Bat quite a bit, but it could be a problem. It could be physical. Hyper Voice takes on the Mew, the Blacephalon, the Mienshao, the Kamala, the Rhydon somewhat, the Tyranitar, the Suicune, and the Alolan Persian, and then Psyshock will take on the Haunter, the Mega Venusaur, the Mienshao, and the Crobat. So it can deal a lot of damage to most things. Like, it is almost sweeping. After a Calm Mind, I think it can sweep, but it might not be able to take all the hits, so I might have to wish at points. But we will definitely see. I think that this has a really good chance of getting through, like breaking through. I know I'm bringing 2 setup Mons this week. 3 setup Mons actually, now that I think about it, because Charizard's setting up as well. But I think that I do kind of need it with this team. We haven't really got the raw power and speed, but we can hopefully set up nicely. EVs, we've got max HP and max special attack with a modest nature, so more special attack, less attack, 4 EVs and special defense. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. I'm just trying to hit as hard as I can with the Sylveon, rather than kind of worrying about anything else. And finally, we have the Charizard. Charizard is potentially going to be putting in a lot of work this week again. I decided to go for Swords Dance rather than Dragon Dance this week, just because I'm not too worried about Alolan Persian. I think Alolan Persian doesn't scare me. Crobat doesn't really scare me too much either. And what else is even there that's faster? Blacephalon, again, doesn't really scare me. If it's going to get a Shadow Ball off, it can get a Shadow Ball off, but I think I can live it perfectly fine and get a Swords Dance. And then, yeah, deal with that. But I can't see him bringing Blacephalon, Crobat, and Alolan Persian. I can't see all 3 of them coming. And Mienshao as well, but Mienshao isn't really doing much to us, especially if I don't Mega Evolve, like, depending on what I kind of want to do. We've got Swords Dance, Dragon Claw, Thunder Punch, and Shadow Claw, so I'm not bringing a Fire-type attack. I thought Fire-type attack is redundant against Mega Venusaur, and honestly, the rest of his team isn't even weak to Fire. He hasn't got anything else weak to Fire on his team, so I thought we'll go Dragon Claw. Dragon Claw does a general amount of damage to a lot of different things. Doesn't hit anything super effectively, but it's just kind of that stab attack that I kind of needed. Thunder Punch is the Suicune. If I can get a Swords Dance up, I think we take out the Suicune, or if I get 2 up, we take out the Suicune. I'm not 100% sure. I can't remember off the top of my head. Shadow Claw is, you know, taking on the Mew. I think it's a 2-hit on the Mew, and it's taking out Blacephalon in 1 hit. I think that's something else you've got to be scared of if I come in against Blacephalon, that I can just Shadow Claw and completely destroy it. And yeah, just in general, I think Charizard could put in a lot of work if I get a Swords Dance up. EVs, we've gone for max attack and max speed with a jolly nature, so more speed, less special attack, 4 EVs and special defense. That is the kind of speed tie with the Mew if it is max invested, and say that the Blacephalon for some reason isn't max invested, then I can cope with it. Same with the Alolan Persian, I think if it hasn't got any investment, I do outspeed it. So yeah, kind of that's my thought process there. I did consider Dragon Darts, but I was like, no, I'm going to run Swords Dance instead this week and see how that kind of works for me. Just because I'm not really too scared of his faster Mons, and Parting Shot then becomes a lot less scary, because it can take me down quite considerably. But yes, that is it for kind of my team builder. My aim is, like, I think we probably can get a sweep going with Meloetta or Sylveon. I think that they're going to be putting in a lot of work, but I think the whole team's got not necessarily synergy, but it's got a lot of balance to it. I feel like it can combat different things. I feel like I've got really good combats for most things, and the only thing that's scaring me is that Mega Venusaur. But hopefully Fly-Z Lando can really deal with it, or Meloetta, or Sylveon, or even Charizard. Like, it can barely even touch Mega Charizard, so I'm not too worried. But yes, that is it for today. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, please do like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Anyways, I'm out of here, so have a good one, and I'll see you soon.